Okay, imagine this. You're standing before this ancient galactic tribunal, and they're debating whether humanity even deserves a place among the stars. Today, we're doing a deep dive into exactly that kind of scenario. It's a narrative that really flips the script on cosmic evolution. And the source for this deep dive, we're calling it Excerpts from the Last Question. It paints quite a picture.
Oh, it really does. So the setting is the 32nd cycle of the Galactic Peace Accords. You've got this high assembly, incredibly old, deciding on humanity's application. And, you have to get this context. Humanity is seen as, well, young.
Primitive, even.
Primitive. Like, how primitive?
Well, they'd only just figured out faster than light travel, apparently still arguing about using AI for, like, garden maintenance. Seriously.
Maintenance. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But there was this one thing none of these elder species could figure out. Humanity had survived. Against all odds, they were still around.
And survival wasn't just luck, right?
Yeah.
It was active. It was defiant, almost. Tell us about some of those threats they faced. I mean, cosmic level stuff. Absolutely. Take the Zoltrax virus. Wiped out half the stars in the Orion Arm. Utter devastation. Humans. They built these biodomes in dead space and lived.
In dead space. Not just survived, but lived.
Thrived, apparently. And then you had the Groll storms. Shattered the established wormholes, the main trade routes. Crippling for anyone else.
So what did humans do? Just give up on interstellar travel?
No. They created their own version of wormholes, described as unstable, dangerous, reckless.
Unstable and dangerous.
And they use them anyway. That's the key, that kind of almost insane persistence.
Right. Which brings us to Earth's ambassador, Captain Aiko Moreau, and the Assembly's big question for her.
Yeah, the critical question was basically, why? Why did you risk extinction every single time? It baffled them.
And her answer?
Simple. So simple, but it hit hard. She just said, because we refuse to go quietly.
We refuse to go quietly.
No.
That must have landed differently with beings who maybe hadn't faced that kind of existential edge.
Exactly. And you see that with the Drulak, ancient race, older than stars apparently. They just hissed, but you are fragile. You bleed. You die so easily.
That's a fair point from their perspective, I suppose.
Yeah.
How do you even answer that? How did Aiko handle that?
Well, this is where it gets really powerful. Aiko's response it silenced the chamber. She looked at them and said, yes, we die. That's what makes life mean something.
Okay.
She went on, you fear death, so you stagnate. We fear nothing. Nothing but giving up.
Wow. So our mortality, our fragility, that's framed as a strength.
Precisely. It's this unique relationship with death. It gives life urgency, value. It drives that refusal to stagnate, that fire. It makes you think, doesn't it? How many others just faded away because they were too afraid to risk anything?
It really does. So after that bombshell, you had Sereth Call step up,
Yeah.
the oldest one there.
Yes, this ancient crystalline being posed the final, maybe the most important question. What do you offer the galaxy? The ultimate test, really.
What can a species like this fragile, reckless species, offer beings older than stars?
And Aiko didn't just give a diplomatic answer. She spoke, well, as a human. She said, we offer fire.
Fire.
Yeah, the kind that likes stars or burns tyrants. Then she added, we offer imagination so wild it scares our own scientists. We offer art, forged in struggle. We offer laughter in the face of the void.
Laughter in the face of the void. That's
Yeah.
very human.
Isn't it? It's this whole package, the creativity, the defiance, the art born from hardship, even the humor.
And there was one more thing, right? Her final offering.
The final word was simply hope.
Hope.
Just hope. And the result, completely unprecedented. First time in 1,000 cycles, the assembly vote was unanimous. They welcomed humanity.
Unanimous after calling them primitive and reckless. Why?
Not because they were strong or wise in the traditional sense. The reason given was amazing. It was, and I quote, because they were mad enough to change the galaxy.
Mad enough to change the galaxy. So the takeaway from this deep dive, it's kind of profound, isn't it? Our flaws, our fragility, our willingness to risk it all, that's actually our superpower.
It seems so. That embrace of chaos, finding meaning because we're mortal, not in spite of it, that reckless innovation, that joy, that defiance, maybe that's what the universe actually needs sometimes.
It turns everything on its head.
Yeah.
Our weaknesses are our strengths.
Which leads to a thought for you listening right now. If our, let's call it madness, our refusal to just, fade away quietly, if that's our greatest strength, what challenges are you maybe shying away from? What risks could you embrace, not despite the fear, but because of it? What spark of hope, however small, could you offer to change your own little corner of the galaxy?